It is Lord Haywire. I am streaming on my second channel again with making another video of the 2D 4X game. I really should be streaming a video game tonight, but I wanna keep working on this. I'm addicted. I don't know. There's something like pretty satisfying about programming and fixing issues that you yourself caused through ignorance. I, I think that's what's going on. Anyways, so today, what are we doing? We are going to try to finish the stuff we started last night, and then I'll probably stream this again on Saturday. I usually like get coffee and then come back and stream on Saturday mornings. But so one of the things I noticed when we generate stuff, or I thought about, was if we generate stuff here, let's do it and hope we don't get any bugs. I mean, there weren't any bugs yesterday. Uh, if we go to the population, it has, I know this is ugly. Don't worry, we're this everything's going to be beautified eventually. Amy is a male, false. Okay. One of the things I noticed is that, or dawned on me, is that you can have the people have the same name, and so I looked in how to fix that. So how to compare, like compare two lists, etc., etc. And it was a huge pain in the ass. So then I just came up with a justification of not doing this because it looked like a huge pain in the ass. We're gonna have a lot of data management in this game. So we're going to be dealing with that later, and I don't want to deal with it right now. So like I said, I just came up with justification, and that is people can have two names in real life. So why can't they have two names in here? So I'm going to just edit this thing here, this comment, and say this is probably fine. We may need an ID for each population later. And then I'm going to close it. And the thing is, though, it's going to put it over here. Oh, damn it. It puts it over here in some random space. And I really dislike that. I don't know what the deal is. It really makes me upset that it does that it puts it over here for you, but then it also just sticks it somewhere randomly. Here it is. We're going to actually put this over in the notes just so that I was going to clear this thing. I have a thing that posts on my Discord. I usually put my Discord over here anyways. So that we can think about it later just in case. So next on our list is generate the AI names. And the reason why we got to do that is because we need to add that to the population. So as we just saw, population is really low because this takes place after a plague. And I was thinking about this. I wasn't inspired by COVID to make that after a plague. It's actually after a TV show from the 70s called Survivors, where everyone's dead from a plague. It's a great TV show. There's like no action in it. They just wander around. Usually, it's not usually. Sometimes just one guy wandering around. Wandered up. Oh, so this says 5, but there's actually going to be 6 people in here because, like, if we're here, Lord Haywire is a person. So if we go in here, he's not listed, and we want to look. It's Martin Haywire. So there's a thing with people having two the same last name. They're unrelated though. They just happen to have that very common name, Haywire. Martin, are you a male? Yes. Just double checking. So far it works. So what was I yammering on about? I can't remember. So we're just going to go on with what we were doing. So this is in world map load. And I'm going to pop this puppy open here. Pop the puppy open, I guess, is... The English language is very interesting. Like 90% of our sayings are from Shakespeare, too, I feel like. Okay, so this is the one hero that we currently have, which is the player here, which is me. I am the one player. We're going to do character creation at some point. That is just very tedious, and I don't want to do it right now. That will be like towards the end. And we have him assigned to Portland. So we're gonna look at this real quick. So we currently have this generate population function that's called up here in Awake somewhere. We're going to clean this up too, because currently this is ugly as fuck and I can never find anything. In Awake, it should generate the population somewhere. Here, no, that's the function. Here it is. We have it calling twice. One if it's a capital, it gets 10 people, and if it's not the capital, it gets 3 to 8 people, and then it generates and it passes in those things. So then this is added later, huh? So in the generate, do we want to do a separate one that's called generate leaders? I think we do. I think we do want to do. They're gonna be in a different. Like how similar is this? It's very similar though. It's very similar. We're gonna be using these same text files, and we may generate this differently later. And what I mean by that is we may use. I remembered how scriptable objects work, by the way. Uh, more about how they work. Uh, we may use scriptable objects to populate each, pre-populate each county with. They'll have random populations, but they will have the leaders might be there, And but I don't know if we're gonna do that. Well, we have to decide. That's so far down the road. So this is we already have last names, female, male names. We have. So then it goes for loop to each. Let's do it in here. Let's do it in here. We don't need to generate leaders as a separate thing. So it's going to add this new population to this county population dictionary heroes. Oh, did I fuck this up? How is it finding where each hero is? Let's look inside hero. I think I'm gonna fuck this up. No, we have a location because they generally move around. So heroes are gonna move around, and a leader is a hero. So listening to the Ramones tonight. Here it is. I don't know why it's way over there. Let's move it. Let's move it over to the center because that's easier to find. Come on. Um, um, that's an interesting question. I didn't think about ahead of time. I generally. What is this? That doesn't mean shit. Arrays. think I was gonna type in there. Arrays for county population generation. I don't know why I made everything capital. County dictionary, like everything's. I guess I should just stick with it if I'm gonna do it. Okay, so let's see. This hero list works if. So the county population is gonna not really move around that much. It may move around a little bit, but we'll do it a different way. But it's not gonna move around that much. It's going to be a rare occasion that the population is moving between counties. So what we'll do with that is we'll pull them out of that list and add them to a different list and then delete them. Currently, we have a list of Man, this is through a wrench and everything. We have just a list of heroes that is just for the AI, or just for the players. I mean, the AI doesn't get any. Same with armies. This is the problem with programming the way I'm programming, which is with the seat of my pants. A professional would have planned this all out and been like, "Oh, okay, we need a heroes list for this, for each county, for whatever." So we probably need a heroes list. They're gonna move around all the time, I said, but I'm thinking, do we want one heroes list for each player. We want. I think we want one for each player. Um, how would we do that? Because we could also make it we can make it like this one, this dictionary list, and we could have, a count. We could have a. What would be, so at the beginning? Let's look back at this. At the big, why are these over in this order? At the beginning, why you doing that? So let's think this through. So the only reason this one and this one are the same color is because we're just for testing. We're having them start out as the same group, but these are all going to be different leaders. So if we move the leader from here to here, we should have a dictionary list, like this one, county population dictionary. That is quite a long name there. Okay, so we're gonna break this. We're gonna break this, and when that breaks, we will have to fix it. So initialize county leader dictionary list. So that means that when we move, I guess we don't have to. I feel like it's the heroes. How many heroes are we? We might have like, 20 or 30 at some point. And how are we currently? This is how we're accessing them. If we go back to here, we hit play. We are looking at them. Here. Here's the hero list, and if we create an army, we'll get another. We'll have another list of armies here. So, I totally was like, oh, once again in my head, I was like, we just need to add this one part, and it'll be cake. But I obviously didn't pre-think this through because this hero list is useless. It's absolutely useless unless there's only one player and the AI doesn't get heroes, which is not gonna be how it is. The AI is gonna have leaders, and so there's diplomacy and actual friendships between leaders. We're gonna try to do. Uh, so I feel like it should be each faction. But we haven't even done that. Each faction should get its own leader list. So let's think about this then. That throws a whole wrench into my whole plans here. Let's go back to heroes. We have this stuff, which is fine. Where were we getting? It's actually right here. I just put in some bullshit. Oh no, it's not. Oh yeah, it's right here. So like enemy one is all, yeah. So this is how this is being determined. But I think, wow, we're gonna need a different faction. So how are we gonna do that? We're gonna have to half-ass it right now. So we could do an array just like we did here of the different factions. Just to half-ass through our way through this. Let's put this at 0. I put these at this weird number just for our testing earlier to tell that we I can't do null. Just so we could see that the testing was worked, but these numbers aren't actually used anymore. They're replaced by a real number down when we generate the population. So we're gonna have to have a new array of factions. I think we're gonna have to change that to a list eventually. But let's close. We're not going to use army movement at all for a long time. We're going to go button to game names. What the fuck is that? Button clicks. Check first time. Game Master hosting scene. Check first time. Is Game Master equals true? That's for a whole different fucking game and a different program. It's not even a game. And that looks funny because it's all like capitals and shit. County spawn, we don't need that. That only does like one thing currently. Okay, so let's do this. We need my arrays. We were messing with this the other day, but now we're gonna do this a different way. I mean, we did it a different way. We pulled the array from files. So these ones we're just gonna hard code in though for now. And actually, because we have our leader called that, let's call this Mr. Dipshit. I like, what do you call it? Descriptive names. Enemy 3. Enemy 4. Enemy 5. Enemies. I could have just copied and pasted enemy a bunch of times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is right. Okay, so if we have the faction names there, we go back to this. And we replace them here. Oh, we don't even actually need that other one. Faction name 0. And then we do this. Why are you freaking out there? Oh, I missed a. Oh. Okay, I see what we're doing there. We'll have to update that too. What we're doing there is that's how we're determining. So actually, this is how we're determining if when you click on something. So like when I currently have it turned so I can look at everything because it's the developer. But generally, when that's not turned on, when you click on a province that's not yours, it's checking between these enemy nation and players nation. So I guess we already kind of have faction in this county thing. What is it? Nation name. Faction. No, wait. Nation. Wait, what am I doing? We're renaming that to nation name. I actually like faction better. So what we'll do here, and this is what we're gonna change this. We're gonna just undo everything we just did here. I don't think I can Control Z. No. We're gonna go back. What did we call this? Like, this is gonna be nation name, owner name. What did we call this? Enemy 1. Oh, this is in quotes. This doesn't actually matter. Player. Name. We'll just do that for now. Then we'll change these. We'll copy these over into this where it says player nation, whatever. That's gonna be. This one's double because we want to own both those to start. Oh wait, we have it set to. County 0 should be Cowlitz. Where are our arrays? I'm gonna know all these county names. They're actually not that. Yeah, Cowlitz is there. What is going on with that? Player nation, enemy nation. I guess I could have just left this. They're gonna be different things though. Wait, do we even need that? Go back to this. This is, let's think here. The owner name and the nation name. We don't need the owner name. It never says like Lord Haywire owns this. It would say, you know, the name. We don't need that. This is gonna fuck up all sorts of shit. By the way, let's just get rid of it. I was gonna comment it out, but we're just gonna fuck it all up here because we're using that for other stuff. New owner name. The less is better. If you can get rid of shit, you're supposed to get rid of shit. At least that's what people tell me. That looks like that's lined up. We're having all sorts of bugs now because we use that. Nation name is what we're going to use. We're going to go back to this. We don't need this. We don't need this. I don't know. This has been wrong the whole time. I don't know how the fuck it's been working. We don't need this. We're going to have to bug check this shit anyways. We don't need that. Actually, we could have done this easier, but whatever. There we go. We have less stuff. Then we're going to go back to this, or we're going to type in here. Arrays dot faction name 0. And we'll paste these in here. We have like too many spaces or something going on. And then we're going to do the same thing we just did, except this is going to be 0. This is going to be 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have too many arrays here because we want. Yeah, so this is where we're gonna fix that other thing. Okay, so we don't need the owner name. We have faction name. Like I said, you want to have like the slimmest of everything, from what I understand. Less shit in the overhead of the game when you're running it. And it seems to me, we may be able to remove that. It seems to me like a lot of game. I play a lot of indie games. I stream a lot of indie games. There is a lot of shit in there in the overhead, and so we're gonna try to avoid that. Now I'm lost. What was I doing? World map. Oh, I know what I was going to do. I was going to check. Mr. Dipshit is not the name of the faction. We're going to call them the Shipbirds, because I call everything the Shipbirds. Every faction I play in every video game, I call the Shipbirds. So we're going to be the Shipbirds. And enemy 1. So this should be. I guess we could get rid of this one. Once again, probably at some point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's fine for now. We may have just done a bunch of work for no reason. Okay, so we have this. We got to fix this now because this is being compared. County owner text equals owner. We want this to be faction. Oh, I did the fucking name thing on here. Counties, faction name, county, nation name. Oh, no, no. We put that space that I just took back. We're going to call this faction name. And faction name. I like faction better. And, oh, I should have done that here. faction name. And I put, this is going to be faction name. Okay, if player's name equals faction name, world map player name, which is something we just stuck. We just stuck this in here. Right here. And we're going to call this shipbirds. This is just temporary. Well, the players will actually be creating their own faction names when they get around to it. Well, we have to code it in, obviously. Where was that code? Because it's right here. If player name is equal to faction name, county name. Wonder why we use. I've been trying to get already using the term name unless it's pulling this. Let's make this false to test this. This is the thing that makes it so that oh wait, no, wait, that's not what we want to do. This is the thing just so that we can dev see stuff, and we were I just set it to true up here, so we want to set it to false here. Okay, now we can test the change that I did. What's your problem? County does not. Okay, so here's this. So this is so we can only create armies in our own. I don't know if Make did that. Everything we just did was kind of pointless. Kind of. Maybe. So now we should only be able to owner the shipbirds. Perfect shipbirds. Enemy 3, we don't know what's going on. Perfect, 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 perfect. That was not as brutal as I thought because we only fixed one tiny part. Now we're gonna go back in here. Maybe I should put this right here. And back to here. We're gonna set this back to true because we're gonna need to be able to test this shit. That just allows us to see inside enemy things. Okay, so we have this county dictionary, but we actually need another. It's not going to be called hero. It's not called leader dictionary. It's going to be called heroes dictionary. So, string, comma, hero. It's the hero list. And this is going to be called county heroes. I guess I'm putting dictionary at the end. I don't know why I made that so long. Why did I put dictionary at the end? This was a huge issue of me trying to get a dictionary list to work last time. But we figured it out. We sure did. Now we're going to break some other stuff. This needs to go away. Do we want to break that yet? So down to this thing. First name, last name, location, and activity. We might not even need the location anymore. Because they'll know the location by the list it's in. So we'll see about that. So let's do this. Why did I name it that terrible name? You know, maybe there was a reasoning behind my thought process there. There isn't one right now, but hero leader list. This is initiate heroes leader dictionary list. I think we need to cut this out of here right now so that we can feel the pain right away. Generates population. I want to make this longer. Generate population. I guess that's fine. I want to make it and heroes. So this adds to the dictionary list a new person. And we never do anything before that, huh? I made this bigger too so everyone could see it. Yeah, that's their names and stuff. Man, I struggled with this for so long, and this really was all it was? For... Man, I really struggled. I think it took me like 2 hours. No, here's the first one. So the first one... No, that's the second one. So back up to here. Where's the first one? It's right after this. No, now we're into a different script. No, I know. I wanted to start over. Okay, so here it is. Where is this? Create. So this creates the list. So this is how we finally figured it out. We list it. We got this. It creates the list right here. First entry, or is this the initial? This is the initialization. Creates. This is initializes. Initializes. Is it initialization there? I think it is. Initializes the list in the dictionaries for counties and heroes, because we're going to add heroes. All right, so then if we do this, I think there was some method to my madness here. Counties Hero Dictionary, we go. Man, that is a long... Heroes Dictionary. Then we put... Oh. If we do it by faction, we're going to have a different number of... Um... No, we don't want it by faction because, like I said, the populations are going to be moving around much, but there also might be an enemy hero in your area. So how do we do this? This is by county name. I mean, I know how to do it, but we're gonna run out of. We're gonna hit it. Does this really do this every time? Uh, we're gonna put this up here actually. I don't know why. I've started doing this. County index. Faction. Instead of putting the whole variable in there, I've been changing to this. I still don't know why. Equals new. So what happens if so at the beginning, the first time we run the game, it is going to match, but this time it's not. We could just have a list swinging in the wind that we don't use. That would be like a dick move, but it would work. um, let's actually do that because it's actually, now that I'm thinking about it, it wouldn't be a dick move because we're gonna change. Uh, let's actually not call this enemy. Let's call this faction. We're going to change this where we don't start with 2. We're just doing that for testing. So let's actually have the, you are going to justify why I'm winging this bullshit. Let's do this faction 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we got 7. Okay, so back to this. This will now match. There should be some probably null check in here. There should probably be some sort of null check in here. Okay, so that create various, so it goes through get game object for center. We don't need that. If it's the capital, we're going to generate this. That doesn't matter, but it does matter. This does matter because if it's the capital, it's still gonna generate the name, or generate the population, but we need it to say, well, I guess we'll put it in here. Actually, we hard coded that shit in. It doesn't matter. Oh no, it does matter because no, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter right now. We were gonna try to use this. We could do that actually. If we go to, so we don't have a factions list right now. All we have, I put that back so that it would bug out. All we have is this array with the factions, and we know that if it equals the shipbirds, we could do it. I'm like making all this bullshit code in here just for that we'll remove later, which is probably like a terrible idea. What we should be doing is when we hit something like this, we should go make it so it works from the beginning. But I don't want to do like character creation, which is going to be a whole nother scene, and we're going to write stuff to disk, and we're going to load stuff from the disk when we start the game. Like some of this stuff is going to be very temporary. This is just temp till we do character creation. Okay, so if it's a capital, we do that. If it's not a capital, well, they just get less population is what that's doing. This could be its own function, which I actually have something. We're going to go through and we're going to clean up this world map load, but that's in a different thing. Okay, so that's all there. We don't need this anymore. We use that somewhere else. So let's start out with the leaders first. It's almost tempting to do another, but it's using so much of the same data. We're not going to do it. Okay, so we're going to do this adds to the heroes dictionary list a new leader. And then we're going to copy this over, sort of. Cut. Paste. Get rid of this shit. Like, why was that one all It's all spaces. County. What did I call this thing? uh, County Heroes Dictionary. It's not. It's not by county though. You fucking dipshit. It's by faction. I like to talk to myself like that. I've mentioned this many times before. What's that? Bowman Horsejack. I love the episode where he's just calling himself a piece of shit all over and over again. County Heroes Dictionary. County Heroes Dictionary. I mean, do we really need the fucking word dictionary at the end? Like, I'm using county population somewhere else. That's what's going on. Oh, so I had to stick something at the end. All right, we'll stick with the thing we've already done. Then we're going to go. We're passing in county name. We also need to pass in faction name, I think. So where are we getting this county name? County name, yeah, we are. So we're gonna change this to also we're just gonna have a whole string of shit here. String faction name. And then up here, this is now broken. We're going to have our, we already set this up. County index, faction name. And then I'm gonna look at our array real quick to make sure. That's not gonna work. Because we have the different factions. Wait, is it? Did we manually put in this? We did. Okay, so that is gonna work. So we're gonna do faction name here. I think it's gonna work. I shouldn't be so confident. We've learned that my confidence is usually an issue where I'm like, yeah, this is definitely gonna work, and then it just fucked. Control K, Control D. Okay, so then this is gonna be faction name. But we don't. So this is actually going to be an if statement. I was thinking of how we'll do it. We'll just do it if is player names in this thing. I swear to God, I just looked at it. It is player name equal to what's your problem? Oh, its problem is I spelled something wrong. If player name is equal to faction name, what are we passing in? Just double checking here. How the fuck is this gonna work? It's gonna work, but I don't know. That's gonna add this. So that's just gonna add my name to that one hero in that one county is gonna get this name, which is what we want. Just is like I said, we're just like fucking making this work around things here. Otherwise, we're going to add in like nulls. This shit's gonna be all nulls and shit. Null, null, because they only get one. They only start out with one hero. Um, we didn't call it I. We call it population index. So that's going to be, so let's say the first time it goes through it's 0. Its location is going to be at 0. The next time it goes through, it's going to be 1, and it's going to be a 1. Next time it's going to go through, it's going to be a 2. And so that's actually, that's right. That's how we want it. And then null, what's the last thing? Activity is null. Wonder why we put, I think we must have put like if null, then say it doesn't do anything. Okay, so that's right so far. This adds to the Heroes Dictionary a new leader. It is Jank because we want the leader in Portland to be me. Actually, so if it's a player faction, we'll have to put that in later. I'll put a note in here. This will instead need to eventually check if this is a player faction versus an AI faction. Why don't we do that now? Because we're gonna need another list that compares. Because I don't want to. I'm not ready for that right now. Okay, we overcomplicating things. Okay, so this adds in this, and then this randomly generates a name. So before that, we're gonna actually randomly generate a name. We're gonna use this thing. Whoops. Copy random, and we're basically doing the same thing, but we're adding it to a different. Wow, that's ugly. Can't. What do we call this fucking thing? Faction Heroes Dictionary. How many times is it going to go through this? We don't want this in here. We don't want this in here. We want this outside this, because otherwise it's going to add in like a bunch of leaders. We want it right here. We'll just say faction, because they're all different factions except for. Oh, then we don't have a population index anymore. That's okay. We don't need it. Yes, we do. County name, total population, county name, faction. We're gonna need that eventually. It's a lot of fucking around here. So we're gonna need. So when it hits generate population the first time, we're gonna go 4. We might want to break this into 2 eventually. 4 faction index. Oh, we gotta put an I in here, or not an I, an int in here. Is that what I was calling these other ones? Population index, yeah. Equals 0, not a comma, semicolon, faction index is less than arrays dot. Oh, actually, I can just go faction name dot. We didn't need to put that last one in there. That fake one in there. We don't need this one in here. Oh, I didn't put a comma at the end, and it didn't care. That's interesting. Or maybe it cared. I have so many errors popping up right now. We'll fix those errors though. Uh, what am I doing? I watched a couple other people's stream coding, and I feel a lot better about my coding because they're not. You know, I envisioned in my head that they were like really on top of stuff, but other people make the same mistakes I do, uh, typos, and I mean they obviously know a lot more about programming than me, but whoa, but that's different. That's a different, you know, they typos and what do we got here? Faction index. It doesn't like it down here. Because we need a thing here. This is gonna be faction name, and this is gonna be, I don't know about this Ramon song. What am I listening to? It's like some weird version of something. He's got, I don't know if you've heard like a Valley Girl accent. He had like a hardcore Valley Girl accent going on, and it's not a, you know, that's not a. They're from like Jersey or New York or something. Faction dictionary, faction name, faction index. What the fuck was I doing down here? Random leader is last names dot length. That's actually okay. We want that, and then we're gonna give them. Why did we start with last name? Look how long this fucking variable is. Oh, last names. It's like why can't I fit anything on one line when something's blown up this, you know, because I made this bigger so it's easier for to see in the video. The reason why is because you make your variable name so fucking long. Uh oh, I guess we do have to do sex too. Like this seems like we're duplicating so much work. We are duplicating so much work. Let's go back to this original idea here. Um, let's go back to this because it's like everything's almost identical. Let's cut this out. Let's do this. Let's not cut this out. Let's put a comment in here, or comment it out, just in case we have to look at it for some reason later. We do need this. But this is, we can just do population index. It should still go through them, like they're the same length now because we put the thing there. County name, population index. That's their location. Oh, you know what? Is it's gonna create a hero for the. We'll deal with that in a second. It's gonna create a hero in this spot, which we don't want. Um, you know what? It's gonna create two Lord Haywires, is what it's gonna do. We'll see if that happens. I'm pretty sure it's gonna happen. At least I know. So then it's first. So it's gonna go through. It's gonna go through each. It's gonna add in Lord Haywire for that one faction name. It's gonna add this for the other ones. We're gonna go to the county thing. We got this random number generated. Oh, this is the thing though, that we don't want it to be the same random number. We want it to be a new random number for the next step. Why did I do it in this? Oh, I see why I did it this way. Because we got males and females. Now we're back to this up here. um, okay, all right, all right. We'll just have like a ton of the same code, or kind of ton of the like the same code. There's probably a way. I might think of a way to, like later it might pop in my head and be like, oh, you know what? We don't need all this same code. We can do whatever. And actually, the heroes are gonna have different stuff. The leaders are going to have different skills and perks and things, so we got to do it differently anyways. Just right now it's very similar because all we have is name, location, and activity. So that's another way of justification in my head here. So we got that. We got random number, last name's length. We'll hit this faction dictionary. Will be the faction index. Will equal that last name. Then we got to do that. We'll just copy over. Well, random leaders sex. I guess we'll just copy all this shit. Random age. Yeah, we'll just copy all this up here. See, it seems like this should just be its own. I mean, I know their own. So this is the issue: is that since they're almost identical, it's sure is a waste. But they are different types of lists. One is a county list and one is a faction list. They are very similar. Let's make them their own function. Let's make them their own function. The reason why we're going to make it their own function is because later on they're going to be a lot different. Let's make it, and I don't know what's going on here. I was trying to go over to the next thing. And we're actually going to pass through faction name up here. Not. And then. Oh, I won't do that right now. Faction name. And then let's cut. Let's cut all this. Then let's put it up here. Oh, I did. If you select this and you hit Alt Enter, it will offer to generate the function for you. So that's a good way to not make typos. Typos are the death of everything, and so it's a real good way to do that. I don't know. That's how I talk when I'm not streaming. Okay. Wait, what did I just do? I wanted to copy that, not paste it. We don't care if it's a capital or not. Okay. Look at all these things we gotta fix down here where we used heroes. And we're gonna change that to like the faction heroes. Wow, I've already been streaming for an hour. This is a great time to take a break. I will be back in less than 5 minutes. Let me turn my break timer. All right, I'm back. Um, so I was outside thinking that there might be at some point where I have like an epiphany, and I'm like, oh, this is how you make this easier, and then we'll just go back and fix this. Uh, and so I've fucked around with a bunch of different games, and I've never finished one though. And the one that I got the farthest, like towards the end of me working on it, uh, I was debugging some stuff, and I started coming across this code that was bad. There was way better ways to do it, and so I ended up rewriting like 75% of the code that I had worked for 6 months on. And when I was done, though, I had actually gotten rid of like 50% of the old code, and so I think we'll probably encounter that with this as well. We are going to, do some rewrites. So I keep that in my mind. There's probably better ways to do things, etc., etc. So you got to keep that in mind when you're going through this stuff. That I wonder if there's a way I can do this. Yeah, we can just put this up here. I think I still do want to destroy this. We can just do this. Um, Yeah, I think we can just do that once. The key is doing everything once if possible. Is it giving us more bugs? No, we only got 8 still. Okay, so we can do that. Generate population doesn't need it. This doesn't need it. We want to destroy this after awake's done too. I don't know how to destroy a variable. We don't need this shit hanging around. Let's look it up. Uh, Unity destroy variable. How to delete a variable in a script in a game. You could check if the game object it's not on a game object. And if it's not, you destroy it. You can't actually delete a variable in the script. You can check if it's empty or not. If you want to track objects, this isn't. How do you delete variables or arrays? If I'm wrong, please someone correct me. In .NET, a variable exists only as long as it's referenced somewhere. Unlike languages like C+, where you have to delete pointers and company, so if you're concerned with memory leaks, just make sure that affected sure to affect null to variables you don't need anymore. Okay, so at the end of this, we could go into awake. I don't know why I was so. I'm sorry, not in awake. We could go to start and last names equals null. Is that? And then female names equals null. I just want to get rid of this extra shit. And then male names, male name. Male names equals null names. And then I'm going to put a note here because this might not work. Get rid of extra, because we might have that name list might be thousands long after a while. It's only 100 or so right now. Get rid of extra variables. So according to that thing, I guess if it's null, it doesn't hold it in memory anymore. And after awake, these things should run in awake. Generate leaders, faction name, faction name. All right, so we're back to this. So this, if the player's name equals the faction's name, let's actually rename this from player name to player faction. And then let's get rid of this because we are no longer going to need that. It's going to cause us probably to have more errors, but that's okay because we'll fix those too. We only have 8. So back to this. So we are currently on, we have generated, if it equals that, it gets that. Otherwise, it's still going to add this in twice though. Oh, look at this. We have like, I wonder why this seems wrong to me. This should be this one. What is this second thing? Oh, is capital? No, that's right. It's so silent without my music. Um, Well, for now, we'll fix that next. Uh, this is going to generate 2. You know what we're going to do instead? You know what we're going to do instead is just make this a different faction. And then we don't need it to be a different, and then we're back to this array. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, we put that in there. We're back to that being the same length. Everything, everything we do keeps trying to bring them back together. There should probably be some sort of null check in here. Yeah, probably. Good job, Josh. All right, we'll just get rid of this. And so so this is the give him the last name. And then the rest are going to, you know, it would also be nice since we're doing this. Let's not do it right now. Let's add a new thing. Assign county colors by faction. So each county will have its own color. Currently, they are set up just manually. These colors are manual. So what we'll do is we'll set it like an array of colors. It doesn't like to click on that one. I don't know why. I think it's because of the UI thing that's over the top, but I don't know. So we'll set we're currently the factions are set by, the faction colors are set just manually. I just set those in there. I just picked a color. But what we'll do is we'll have an array of colors that will be randomly assigned, except we'll be this cool dark red color. And this will no longer be we'll just start out with Portland at the beginning, and we actually kind of do need to do that anyways for the upcoming wars and shit we gotta test. So anyways, this is probably gonna be buggy as fuck anyways. So what's next here? Random. Why can't I use the random? Can I just use this twice without it giving? It got all weird last time I did that. Like even though it was in a different if statement. Yeah, so then we can just copy this shit in. And then edit its determine person's sex, random sex number, female name, female length, if they are and then this should be faction index. This actually could have just been I. You know, that was the issue, actually. We don't have a sex thing in our leaders, our heroes. First name, public bool is male. And then it's a bool. New is male. And then is male equals new is male. Okay, then we need to go back to here. I'm going to be a dude. This is going to be true. And this is going to be false. And so then here is male equals true. And then we can copy. When I first started programming in this round, and you know, not back when I was 20, I kept wondering why they named everything the same. Like, why would they have like these lists where all the lists had like first name in them or whatever. And now I understand, because you can do shit like this. You can copy and paste, you know, you have a different list. It doesn't matter if it's the same name. We could probably also have made this. Well, whatever. I was thinking we could have put this up. We could um we need a. Oh, we already did that. Okay. I was thinking we could make this big long piece of shit into something smaller. But whatever. We'll do that. We'll do that later. Faction name equals random female number, blah, blah, blah. Age? We don't have an age in that. Look at this fucking variable name. We don't have age in here. We're going to need to put age in. Did we put age? I want them to be as close as possible here. County, population. We put is male, then age. So we're going to do is male, int, age, and then we're going to do int, new age. Ah, yes, good old new age. Age equals new age. Okay, then we're going to go back to here, and we're going to put in the age. And I need to have an age in here, so I'm going to be 18. And then we'll put 0 in here. Oh, you know what? It's going to give me a negative. It's going to... no, actually, it's... Oh, wait, we got to fix that. What did I just do here? I put this in the wrong spot is what happened. Good thing it fucked up. We're going to be 0. You know what? I just dawned on me. This whole thing is not going to work. This is going to add this, but then it's just going to get replaced with all this other stuff. So what we're going to do here is put it inside here. Else do all this other stuff. So we're going to manually put in this, and then else it's going to do that. Otherwise, it's just going to replace everything that we already did. Okay, so we have all these bugs we got to fix. Is that everything we needed? I think that's everything we needed. Maybe we should make them a little the leaders a little older. Let's do that. Let's say 30. And then we'll just make me 30. That's still younger than I am now. Heroes. Where's your problem? Okay. So check for heroes. The fuck are we doing here? This is checking the vertical game object group. Oh, you know what we need to do? This is all nice and dandy. Okay, we already are doing it. Okay, we're putting where they are too here. So check. So this is gonna say this is a for check. It's gonna check the hero if. Why did we put a for thing in here? I mean, it worked obviously. Heroes.count. So it's gonna go through and it's gonna find the location, and the location equals the name that we just clicked on. Well, that fucks everything up. And I knew this was here somewhere, but I was thinking, oh, the way we do this. We need. So this will only show us our own faction heroes. If the way I'm going to fix this. So let's fix that part first. Because we actually only want to be able to see our own faction heroes. If is this thing a public? Player faction is just a nothing. Why would I do that? Oh, wait, no, it's up here. Player faction is public. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. If world map load, this is gonna be such a crazy ass faction heroes dot dictionary dot player faction. What did we call it? Or is it player faction? No. What did we call it? Oh, I know why. This is gonna be so long. This is another dot count. So it's gonna look in the dictionary for our. Let's change this here. Not change. We're gonna rename this to local heroes equals that big long thing, and then we'll say it doesn't like that. Oh, because it's outside of the for loop. Local heroes, local. Oh, it says it doesn't work right there. Oh, because I need to put a thing in front of it. Sometimes I'm my own worst enemy. Actually, I assume var means variable, but I actually don't know why that's special. I just put it there because I need to. So I think nope, that's not what I want. I want local heroes. So then this is only gonna show your faction's heroes when you click on there, which is kind of what we want. Not really, but we'll test this first. I mean, it is what we want when you're actually playing the game. We'll do the same thing here. If local hero 0 dot activity equals null, then we say like, hey, they're doing nothing. Local heroes dot. Oh, what did I overrun there? I overran. Oh, this is hard coded in because we know that there's only one hero, which is pretty dumb. Why don't we just put I in here? What is the reason we didn't put I in here? We're gonna find out. Yeah, so it's gonna put their last name, it's gonna put do nothing. We'll put I in here too. Maybe I originally didn't. I don't know. I don't know what my maybe we're just trying to test it or something. Otherwise, it's gonna put their activity in here. Okay, else it turns that off. So now we have fixed it. There's no way this is gonna work. We're gonna have like bugs fucking everywhere. That's what's gonna happen. Is bugs are gonna be flying everywhere. Is everything saved up here? Looks like it. I clicked on you. I swear to God. Okay, yeah. There's our first bug. Okay, so is this the issue? This may have nulled it out. I thought everything happened on a wake, but let's get rid of that first to make sure that that might have been a mistake. All right, shut up. This is not a very good Ramones song either. Road to Ruin. I thought I liked that album. All right, we have the same issue. What is it saying? It ran out of not set to an instance of an object. Do we have any like crazy shit in here that we changed? No. I noticed a typo here. It should say counties. What a bummer, right? uh, I think the issue we're having is this. Oh, of course we're having that issue. Oh. This is happening before that. Did I put that some notes down here? Uh, get names for population and leader leader generation. Yeah, some of these I'm capitalizing and some of them I'm not. Dictionary? I don't know. You got to be consistent. That's my rule. At least that's what my parents told me. All right, this is outside the range. Okay, so let's do this. I think the issue might be we have an extra one because of this. So let's do this. Let's comment this out, and then we'll do this craziness later or after this. If this, I think we can just leave this in here, right? Whoops, I didn't stop it. It's a common issue, and that's actually what I was talking about the other day when I was saying why I made that so red is because I would come back and I had forgot to stop something. Um, okay, it's still out of bounds, huh? Let's stop this. Is that is index was outside the bound of the array at 121. New list heroes. Hero. Initializes the list in the dictionaries, so I changed that today. So this is part of like the issue I was having where I don't quite understand how to make these work right. But I think factionary hero dictionary. I mean, this one was working right. We initialized that. So what's going on with this thing then? County name add faction name. What do we pass it in faction name wise? Generate leaders. Faction name. County index. Oh. How many did we have of these? 1, 2, well, there's 7. And there's 7 of these. So that goes through. Faction name equals, let's double check. Did I have county name in here or something? No, faction name 0. What did we do down here? County name is being passed through. That's a string. That's a string. This might not be the problem after all. Faction index. Faction heroes dictionary. What are we passing through again? Array? I don't think that's right. For each creates various county specific data. Where are we? So this comes. So the county gets created for the list. Oh, I think we're doing this. No, wait. Too many times? No, it's going for the county. County index, which is this. So this is for the first county, which is faction name 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That just happens to match, so that's fine. I mean, not happens to. We're going to have the same number. Every county is going to be its own faction to start with. So we do that. Then we pass in the faction name. And if it's less than, that's what we did, right? Did I fuck up my faction name length? Oh. We did this population index. Wait. This is wrong. This is all wrong. This is trying to create a list. It can't be faction name length. We don't need this for statement in here at all. Okay, so this is the first county it goes through, and then it's trying to do another whole for statement because we copied it from the other thing. We don't need this for statement in here because we just want it to we already know that there's only going to be one leader. There only can be one leader per faction. So we can, it's Control H, and we're going to replace that with 0. I hope I hit 0 and not. What are we? We're in generate leaders. That's a 0, right? There we go. generate leaders? Yes. That's all we care about. So it's always going to be the first one, and then we just do it once. We don't need to do it multiple times. Oh, you're not gonna be my friend. Control K, Control D is like my favorite thing to do. So let me think this through again, but I'm pretty sure. What's your fucking problem? It's okay, little buddy. It's everything's fine. I just took out one too many. What's your fucking problem? I like to talk to Visual Studio that way. Okay. Yeah, because it's gonna only add in one time, 1 liter. Jesus Christ. So this is kind of significantly different. And we're not going to have them generate other heroes. They're always going to just start out with 1 liter. They're just going to have enough resources to hire another one right off the bat if they want. And they're going to hire that person, though, out of the randomly generated the population. Okay, so that wasn't as horrible as I thought. I thought we were in like a fucking dire fuck up like I did the other night. It wasn't a dire fuck up. I just didn't know what I was doing. I guess it's a dire fuck up. Okay, so it doesn't know that there's a leader there. It's supposed to show me. Oh, wait. Robert Adams, I can see. Well, that's weird. I own Portland, not Robert Adams. Cowlitz. So let's figure out what happened there. I don't want to live in fucking Cowlitz. Okay. Hey man, how's it going? I am still working on the same thing, but I'm adding in the leaders, the first hero that every faction and neutral person will get. I'm always reluctant to try to attempt your name. Where's we I got it to work just now, but it's in there. The one I can select can see is in the wrong spot. I did something wrong here. If location or I'm setting their location wrong. If hero location equals name. Let's you got to come up with some crazy pronunciation. You know, it is pronounced unicorn. Come on, obviously. Let's see here. Check for heroes. Why did it find that one then? If local heroes is player faction. I need to be able to see this information and I can't see it. So maybe we can do that instead. If local heroes equals names, or what was that thing? World map. What did I call it? Can see county info equals true. Equals to true. Let's try this again. I don't think, well, Jonathan Hill is the hero in here, huh? Jonathan Hill is the hero in everywhere? he's well, this is in the right spot. Okay, why is Jonathan Hill everywhere? Leader button text. Leader, what is this? What is this debug log we got in here? I don't think we need that. Because this is the player faction. Okay. The issue isn't, I see what's going on. The issue isn't that he's the same one in every, we're just showing the same. Well, let's double check here. Let's go back to our thing here. And where was that weird, did I delete that giant debug log bullshit? I think I did. I was like, I don't need this. Um, okay, so this will do this. Um, we're gonna get there though. We're gonna have, so I basically the population list of like where it said like there was 10 or 4 or whatever actually wasn't true because it needed to have the leaders in that list as, or not in that list, but it generated as well. And I was only generating my leader at the beginning, and now I'm randomly generating all of the leaders. And that's where and that's where I'm at. Plus last name. I really should make this shorter. I don't know what I just did. Plus plus actually name's enough. Name, all we need is to know is the guy's name or the woman's or the person's name to see if this is generating correctly. We don't need to put their age and all that shit in there. Okay, so it created 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They're almost all women except for Larry. Okay, so this is the issue isn't that we generated the wrong shit. It's we're being able to see the wrong shit. So we just need to rewrite this whole thing. I was using some trying to half-ass my way through this code, and it didn't. It my half-assing didn't work. Okay, so currently we have a for statement that goes through the whole list and says, hey, is this, print out the list, right? Is that what we're doing? Yes. Print out the list and yeah, which it turns on. So first, if the location equals the name, what name are we getting here? This is the name of the county we currently selected. If the location equals the name, well, wait. We need to see what their locations are. We need to see here. Where are we assigning their location? It's right here. Oh, this is the issue. It's not that we're seeing the wrong ones. It's I took out that for loop and then I replaced it with a 0. So the everyone has the same county name. Or not, sorry. Rose has the same county name. Well, that was her name. We need to have this. We need to pull some. Faction name is what? County index. Can I pass that? I don't think I can pass that into there. I can't do county index in here, can I? No. But we can pass it this way. And then we can go up to here and just make this county index. And then this will be county index. And then what we'll do in this debug log, we'll put in county, and then we'll put in this is a long my variable names are so out of control tonight. I don't know. I guess that was and yesterday. County, no, we called it location. We called it 0 dot locate. I guess we didn't check if there was more than one. I just assumed that was enough. We'll find out here. Saved by debug logs. Okay, so now we have all these things working. I wonder why Lord Harrower isn't in here anymore. Lewis is there. Lewis is here. So that was the first person the first place I clicked on was this one, showed Lewis. So I bet you we got a different issue here. And it just, so that's Patricia. Oh man, I used to have a roommate named Patricia. She had a pit bull that was fucking out of control. So the issue I think actually is that the name that we're comparing on, so it's not, we're to a different issue. Check for heroes. Where's check for heroes? Look at this fucking thing. Check to see if the county has any heroes in it. Input left button. Currently selected county equals name. And that's going to be the name of the current, I believe. Yeah, it's the currently, that's the name of the thing we clicked on, which is, and we're getting that from the event data. Is that where the fuck we're getting that? Yeah, so this county text equals name, and that was, I think, showing up, right? Did I fuck myself with using name again? Yeah, that's showing up right. I mean, that would be weird if that wasn't. Okay, so then we have check for heroes. And so we go down and check for hero. Can you just do a like control click to jump down to this thing? Sure can. Oh man, I was helping somebody in my work a couple of years ago, and like in Outlook, you can click on a link sometimes, and sometimes it wants you to do a control click, and I could not explain it to them what their issue was because they thought that there was something wrong with their computer. Name? Let's see what this name is. I have a feeling it has to do with this name right here. That's my theory. Let's see. Oh, it hasn't happened yet. Portland, Oregon. Which one did I click on? Okay, Phyllis. Phyllis is Portland, Oregon. What is going on here? Local heroes count. If their location equals the name, which is what we want. That's the currently. It does. There's so many little things going on. I'm narrowing it down though. It's got to be this check for heroes here. We know that because we know. I think. I mean, they're getting their own their locations. They're getting them. Um, I was thinking maybe they're getting rewritten somewhere else, like with the same. With the same. This is the only place we're putting it in, though. I think it's just the UI that's wrong. I think. So I think what's happening is when we hit play, they're getting generated in with their location is in the right spot. But when I click Teresa Jackson, see it's only showing me the one where it's showing on the UI. I'm trying to think. Showing on the UI. Okay, so that's it. That's the exact reason here. It's always going to show on the UI my list. Where'd that thing go? Select county. It's going to always show in the UI. I'm basically telling it, hey, show in the UI my list of heroes. And so it's just showing me the one hero that matches mine. Not so this is just wrong. This is just wrong. Let's turn this back to false here. This is just my little trick to be able to see the other counties. So this is wrong. This worked when we only had one hero in the whole game. But now that we have more, we need to say like if the local heroes location, what did we have here? Oh God, what did I do? Is equal to name. If their location is equal to the name, this is the problem, is this thing. If we don't want to show everyone it on all of them though. We want to show when we click on a faction, when we click, it shouldn't be that. It's my brain's the issue. It shouldn't be that hard. If, all right, this is the problem. I got it now. Maybe earlier I was saying like so I normally don't stream this thing that much, like maybe once a week, but I'm just having so much fun lately. This Where's my thing here? Get this out of here first. I guess I could have just left that as false. Let's leave that as false for now. What we need to do is if we need to check to make before we run check for heroes, we want to make sure that we own this province. And so how the fuck were we doing that before? I was doing that with the army one, I thought. Oh, you know what? The army one was showing because I was having the armies would be able to move around to all of them. So that's not a good that's not a good example. If it's only loading, yes, exactly. It's only loading the player faction heroes, but we also shouldn't be able to see the other heroes because they're not our faction. So first, if we need the county list, if counties dot man, I have a thing about cleaning this up. This on pointer click is fucking ugly. It's just like a wall. I said in the and the thing I have right here. Uh, maybe. Yeah, Select County. It's just a wall of shit. It's so hard for me to read. I need to break them into like smaller things, which I started doing there. Okay, so let's look at county real quick. County is faction name. Okay, so if we don't, yes, we do. Okay, so back to this thing. This is what we do. If faction counties name, that's why we made that a dictionary list. Faction name is equal to player what? World load player faction. This is what we do here. Then we check for army or heroes. It is. It's just a mess, man. It literally is a wall of shit. Now your messages. Oh no, they are. They're just down at the bottom. Okay, looking at my chat thing. Glanced at it. Okay, so this should only check on ones that I own. Oh, it didn't work. Um, if county faction name equals player faction check for heroes, what is this? We're gonna do this first. County faction name name. Um, I know this is after the if statement. I guess I could put it. Yeah, let's put it before the if statement. Maybe we have the faction names wrong. We don't need this here. Maybe that's wrong. Did we look? Do we ever check? I don't think I ever checked. I just threw them in there. I was waiting patiently again. Okay, so look, it didn't, oh, I know what the issue is that once we turn it on, it doesn't turn off. Has this been the problem the whole time? um, I thought I had that in here. Check for heroes. Where are you? Check for heroes. Else set it false if oh, when we put this to true though, this was always positive. Positive? It always went through here when we put this little cheat in. That cheat doesn't work. That cheat screws us over. Okay, so if did I always hit Portland first? I don't feel like I did that before. Todd Brown. Yeah, it doesn't ever. Can we do this? Is this what we want to do? How is it getting that information? How are we placing that information? I bet you what we need to do actually is army info power, set true. This is a weird version of this song too. And the weird versions of song. Oh, this is so there is like. It's not that that album sucks. It's just they have some weird Ramones unreleased stuff. I kind of don't like that when they re-release an album and then they add in some like shitty extra songs at the end. Okay, I know you guys can't hear the songs, but so this was working before. It was turning it off. We need to turn it off again. I'm curious if we always turn it off at the beginning and it just reopens it every time. I mean, it's going to happen so fast, it doesn't matter. For every click. Oh, it's like nothing worked. You got to run the game. I know a couple of my friends are developers and they do not have a sense of humor about it at all. And I feel like you got to have a sense of humor about it. Okay, so we can't see that. And Jeff Sanders here. Okay, so that works according to plan. That was the issue, but now we want to be able to see what the other guys see. Just so I can look at stuff temporarily, like as the developer, or if we have spies or something, we'll want that too. But so let's go back to figure this out. Oh, you know what? We should double check though. What was that guy's name? Jeff Sanders or something? We're not far enough. Jeff Sanders of Portland, Oregon. Jeffrey Sanders, Kevin Cook. Okay, so how we're going to do that? So the issue was that we just needed to turn that off in between clicks. But then what happens if we put this thing back? Check for here. This feels kind of useless. Actually, let's leave that like that. I'm curious now. No, that's just gonna show our heroes. Put this back. This does seem kind of useless. In fact, this is useless. It's pointless. Um, let's put it in this other cheat thing that we did. What was it called? World can. Now I have no idea what's gonna happen here. I'm gonna take a smoke break in a second. It's 8:30. I was trying. I said. I said before I started this, I was like, 2 hours will be plenty. Hey, there's another haywire. I was like, 2 hours will be plenty to get this whole thing going. All right, we're gonna click on Peter Griffin. All right, we're gonna click on this. Alice Rodriguez, you are in Portland, Oregon. Yeah, that doesn't work because we need. I don't think this is gonna work actually. Um, it's just gonna see the same thing. It's gonna do the same thing we did last time. Maybe? No, maybe not because it's gonna close and reopen it every time we click. Laura Nilsson. Man, these are some very common names because I know half these people. All right, there's Gregory Allen. Where are you at, Gregory? Portland, of course. Yeah, so the thing is that it's not going to show me the other factions. Um, so this shouldn't actually be faction name. If it equals the player's faction, then it checks for heroes. Or if that thing's cheating. So we actually, what we need to do is check for heroes. We needed to change not player faction. We need this to be like the county's faction. We need this to be. Do we have that somewhere? Kansas County? No. Var County faction equals counties. This is in here. Faction name. That's it. Then this will be county faction. Now, is this going to work? Local heroes. Yeah, this is going to work, I think. No. Yeah, like I said, I'm friends with a couple of developers, and they like to do that thing where they just state wrong. And I'm always like, come on. I'll be like, you know, nothing but wrong. All right, that's fixed. And then and you see it like on Reddit, people will do that. And I always find it so funny. Now we can mess with these people. We can mess with these other ones. But now we got to go back and check. We're going to make this thing false. And then we should only be able, it should only check for our stuff after that. Wrong. It's like, thank you for being so helpful. There's another one of those things. It's inherited. Good to know. All right, now we're back to here. I'm also an IT manager, and this is the same thing. IT guys are generally assholes. Perfect. Now it's working. And this is no longer our. See, I need to change this. We'll fix that. We'll fix that too. The shipbirds own Portland, Oregon, and we have a population of 10, which is wrong. I'm gonna take a quick break. I was gonna try to. This happened last night too. Things took longer, and the night before. Every time I program, things take way longer than I think. You know, but I have only been doing this particular thing for like 34 hours or something. So I feel like I've gotten pretty good progress in 34 hours. I mean, I have no working game, but that's 34 hours. It's like less than a week. All right, I will be right back. Okay. All right. We did part one of this thing. Maybe we should stop now. Stop while we're ahead. Let's see. Generate AI leaders. That's done. We can finish that close issue. Oh shit. I meant to move it first because of this. I don't know what order it puts this in. There it is. Like it's between 21 and 18. It has, like, who came up with this idea? Just stick it in there randomly. Put it at the top. It, like, I keep checking, like, is it sorted somehow? No. Add leaders to the population count and list on county. Can we do that fast enough? Let's try it. No, we should call it a night. I still want to stream a video game. All right, I'm gonna call it a night. Um, Wix. Thank you for dropping by again. I will talk to you guys later. I just wanted to, we almost got where we wanted to go. We'll put this. What I'm going to do next time is we will put, um, if this thing ever starts, we're going to make this so. Well, wait, this so that Todd Ward. I used to. So these are like the most common names in the. I used to work. No, wait, his name is Jeff Ward. Anyways, we're going to put so that this population panel has the leader at the top. And then we're going to make these so that this looks Eugene Haywire. Haywire is a common last name in this video game. We're going to put a list. Oh, you know what we didn't fix, though? Shit. Why didn't this work? If player faction equals faction name, it should make else faction name. Oh, I know why. It's never going to match that. No, it should. County index. So it should, on one, it should, a faction name equals, maybe we have the names different. The shit birds. Well, that other thing wouldn't have worked. Why don't we change this to arrays dot faction name 1. Is this not start at 0? It must start at 0, because then he would be in a different place. We're gonna fix this real quick. How much programming do you do? I'm just gonna call you W. No, that didn't work. Um, let's do this. Player faction debug. Are you player faction? Are you interested in doing more? Is that why you're basically why do you watch people stream development stuff? Player faction. And then we'll do another one. Yes, I'm more of a dabbler. I'm pretending to be more than I am. I actually was thinking about this, and this is not a slight of Godot, but I originally started messing around with Godot. Whoops. And I was thinking about this when I was outside, how much I've improved. It took me 6 hours to get Escape to work, not because it was Godot, it was because I didn't know what I was doing. To just use the escape button just to pop up a thing, and that's all that the game the game did. So I feel like I've improved dramatically since that. But yeah, I mostly mess around. I have a 3D game that I mess around with too. I don't stream that one. That one is brutal, man. Player faction is nothing. Well, that would be a problem. That would be the problem with our code here, is that player faction is nothing. Player faction equals arrays.faction name. Why is it nothing? Because No, it's in awake. Oh, I wonder if this got rid of the variables. Um, I don't know if I do anything right, honestly. Uh, and I'm definitely welcome to feedback. I've actually have some notes in here where I'm like, there's got to be a better way to do this. And I actually had somebody come in and chat and tell me how to use an array because I didn't know how, and I was just kind of like working around not know using arrays. And since he helped me, I have found I just use arrays like constantly now. I'm probably overusing arrays. Okay, so what is going on here? Why is because it's in a function maybe? What happens if we debug log right here? Player faction in awake. I mean, it's working elsewhere, I believe. Wasn't I using that in other code? Oh, wait. You know, 2 should be this one. Player faction. Did I not save this? No, it's saved. It's player faction is not in here. Making sure it wasn't like in this for loop or something. It's not. Like these things shouldn't work then either. What the fuck? Where else are we using this? This is just temp till we do. We don't use this one anymore. Um, this didn't even. Oh, I know what it is. This shit runs first. This is exactly what happened earlier. This is exactly when we move this up here. That's happening before after that. Jesus Christ. So you know what I was talking about that earlier. That when I first started like thinking about streaming my struggles in my and like how dumb I felt. I was like, so even when this is before I was streaming, and then like the first stream, I was red faced the whole time because it just every possible stupid thing that I could possibly do, I did, and I watched other streamers and I felt so much better. Like they're not always doing. They're not. They know way more about C# or whatever programming language they're using than me, but they still make like stupid mistakes like typoed stuff and missing semicolons and things like that. Okay, now this is this is showing the shipbirds. Now everybody's in the shipbirds though. No. Okay, they are not. Why was okay, there we go. And now Lord Hayward's doing nothing. God damn. All because of that. So I think it was the same guy who showed me arrays was mentioning like having to count on the order of things in like awake, let's say, is very error prone. And today I had 2 errors caused by that. This was in the wrong place and this was in the wrong place. And I don't know how to not do that, but there's probably ways to work around having the order correct. Okay, so this is, we don't need this here anymore. But I would like to see, though, to make sure that everyone else isn't showing Lord Haywire here. Whoops. I definitely don't want to select all. I was a little worried I hit, like, select all, then something else. Do we have this on, what do we have this on? False? Let's go back to true here. There's a guy I watch sometimes. He streams on YouTube. I can't remember what his name is. He has a YouTube channel called One Wheel Studio, and he's like a teacher or something, and so he knows way more. But I was watching him struggle one day. You know, not as bad as I do, but like I said, it was relieving to. Okay, Morgan Howard. How are you, Morgan? Let's see, Morgan Howard, Umatilla, Scott Foster, Roy James, Karen Flores. I was just like, yeah, it's a very Shirley Long. There we go. Okay, now I'm gonna call it a night for reals now. Yeah, that first 6 hours of Godot, that almost broke me. Because it was learning just the basics was so hard. And actually Unity, the same thing. It really was a struggle learning like the most basic stuff. You know, I was getting that error earlier that said that something was out of bounds. Like I immediately knew that's a list now. Back in the day, like I didn't know what the fuck that was. I was Googling, you know, it would, you know, didn't know how to get the names off of things, you know, like just the most basic stuff that I know, and I know I'm still like at a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best. I'm like a 2, but it's still it's the beginning. I think is the biggest pain. There's stuff that I don't want to do, like I was talking about earlier, sorting. What was it? It was horrible. It was like addressables I don't want to mess with yet. It was trying to do something to a list. What was it? It was remove? No, it was replace something in a list. I forget what I was looking up. No, it's not one of these. How to replace list item in best way. It was awful. Like, this is just gibberish to me. It wasn't this. I was thinking, oh, I remember what it was. It's the duplicate name thing where I was like, I'm not doing that. That's too hard. Duplicate remove duplicate from list. This is the guy who has it. This is the way to do it. But look at all these different options. Oh my god. You can like, it's murder. Look at all these different options. Look at this fucking thing. That's all I wanted to do is make sure that people didn't have the same names. Then I decided it didn't matter. But this is pretty cool that it shows how long it takes to do each one. So you're pretty much going to do this one. Empty list, which contains methods. Like, so I'm going to get into that eventually. I got to learn this eventually, but like link, I don't know. Anyways, I'm calling it a night. I'm going to probably stream a video game right after this. Like, look at all this shit. Oh my god. Anyways, talk to you guys later. Have a good night. Bye.